A huge battle royal, a Donnybrook breaks out at the end of the show. Just like on Raw, we are all sharing control. You want payback? Oh, we got it for you.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That's right. Whose birthday it is?
Whose birthday is it?
Whose birthday it is?
Whose birthday is it?
We have multiple birthdays here. Not only is it The Rock's birthday, but it is our very own Jimbo Frank's birthday, who's on the ones and twos. What up there, Jimbo?
Hello, hello. How are we doing tonight?
How you doing, man? I'm really glad you chose the ICP birthday jam.
I had to
Whoop, whoop.
for the family.
You know, I admit, I bought one ICP album. Not afraid to admit it.
Okay.
I
There
did.
you go.
I did.
There you go.
To admit
bought
things like that
I bought
on
the
air.
Great Malenko. I thought it was about Dean, so I bought the album. And I was not correct.
It was about Boris.
Yes, it was. Thanks, Jimbo. That was the first joke of the night. Welcome, everybody, to the Raw After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. Payback was a hell of a show last night. Raw tonight had a lot of moving parts. We're going to do our best to get it to you in about 45 minutes. But the bright news, y'all want to tell them what the bright news is?
Ooh, this is exciting.
Starting
news.
next Monday. Go ahead.
Y'all.
Yeah. We're gonna.
Oh, wait.
What?
Oh,
Wait.
This is
Drum roll it.
exciting.
Drum roll it.
Now I know we sometimes have to rush through the latter parts of Monday Night Raw.
And
so,
you've told us how much you hate that,
So-
and we hear you.
that being said, starting next Monday, May 9th, we're getting a whole extra hour
Yeah.
for the Monday Night Raw after show.
Now, with that said,
That said,
ain't no
this
way
is,
in hell
this
we're
is a
doing an hour.
potential. This is a potential hypothetical hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it for hour 40 minutes because let's be honest, that's overkill. But, you know, back in the day when we had a full 4, we used to go close to 90 minutes. So now we're going to have the freedom when we want to talk about topics for a longer period of time or just veer off into our weirdness as we tend to do.
Sure.
Now we have that freedom to do. So instead of doing it in 45 minutes, now we're going to have a full 60, 70, 80 minutes, whatever's necessary for the most part. We're going to be able to do that.
We'll,
So-
just call it all out there, good brother.
Yeah, we'll just cover all of the passion, and just wrap it up.
We're gonna call it in the studio. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, welcome everyone. Quick intros here. Find me on Twitter at JQuasto. That man right there. See him every single week on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He is the first progenitor of hyper optimism. Find him on Twitter at Ty Matthews PMA, wearing the Big Duke All Hail Duke T-shirt. You know he's Ty Matthews.
Y'all, I gotta rep the big man. If you're not watching Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, you can see Big Dude, you can see me, you can see J-Lo.
You can hear me for the most part.
You can absolutely. You
Yeah.
can see all sorts of talent. Be sure to tune in. KDOC, U2 America, Fight TV, all that good stuff.
And the best part is the second half of Coastline Clash aired this weekend. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was phenomenal. I know I got a chance to start off the show on camera, which is pretty cool. At least
Absolutely.
I think. And what a great show it was.
Definitely. Yeah, Coastline Clash, absolutely super hot. We've got our big quarterly events, but to be honest, all of the live shows are all action-packed and completely free.
Yep.
So if you're in SoCal, you don't got no excuse. Come see some free wrestling.
May 15th is the next one. Of course, download the Fight TV app. That's FITE app. And with that said, we're going to move on to, as much as I love Duke's t-shirt, we have an outfit that just trumps Ty Matthews.
That's
She is-
way more color.
She is wearing a pink, leather jacket that Jem and the Holograms would be jealous of. A POW
Yeah, they
t-shirt.
told me that they are actually.
You know?
Right? Especially after that movie. She is
Wasn't
a
a movie, that was
very,
a travesty.
very talented actress and improviser. And of course, she's always here at AfterBuzz TV. Find her on Twitter at Markeia McCarty, because she'd be Markeia McCarty.
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, my shirt says POW on it because I went a little bit more comic book old school with it today.
There you go.
I dig that.
So, yeah, and you can find me on Twitter, Markeia, MCCARTY. Let's talk wrestling and let's talk Sailor Moon Crystal, which I do after this.
Boom. Getting into it. So people in chat roll are very excited about the longer times. A lot of our OG watchers are very excited because they know how long it used to go back in the day.
Absolutely.
But let's get into it right now.
Speaking of back in the day, before we jump right into it, Showtime Josh also joining the crew at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
He has.
OG fans will be excited to see that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I got there at the last taping and he was there. I'm like, what the hell are you?
Showtime Josh Padgett filling in for the recently departed Kathy Kelly.
Yeah, he's Josh is still living bi-coastal, but he's back in town occasionally. So who knows? Maybe he'll just jump in here.
Just AfterBuzz and Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a Venn diagram that everyone loves seeing overlap.
Yeah, very, very good family. So, and a lot of good people. So here we go. Steph McMahon hits the ring and says, you know, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Welcome to Monday Night. Hey, here comes the money. Shane O'Mac hits the ring because obviously after Payback, They are sharing control of Monday Night Raw. Now, Ty, I know you watched Payback as well. Let me ask you, to me, the feeling of the end of Payback, it kind of brought me back a little bit to like the Attitude Era in a way.
Interesting.
Of the way it ended. What do you? Maybe that's just me.
The end of the main event, you mean?
Yeah, and then along with Shane and Stephanie just kind of staring each other down, like to be continued.
Sure. I can see that for sure. Well, with the multiple restarts and kind of the inherent power struggle that's happening. But I think it's great. I think it's very interesting. I'd like to see how they coexist going forward. It kind of gives us the best of both worlds, you know? Like we've got kind of both a heel and a face authority figure here. So everyone's getting screwed.
Yeah,
like roster wise.
Pretty much.
But I think we're in for a lot of really, really good shows. Honestly, between Payback and Monday Night Raw, those are two top to bottoms of some of my favorite shows in a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see how things go going forward.
Some of the matches were phenomenal. Aside from, obviously, Enzo Amore hurting himself last night, that was a very scary moment.
Sure.
Luckily, I mean, when I was watching it and I saw the replay, what I saw was whiplash. He hit his head on the second rope, as you know.
Yeah.
Those ropes are brutal.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank God, when I saw the way he fell, thank God he did not hit his head any further when he fell. His body fell, his head didn't hit the ground. So I had a feeling it was just going to be that he knocked himself out and didn't do any neck damage. And luckily, that's the way it looks like.
Yeah, no, those ropes can be no joke. That's why it was such a sobering moment, because it wasn't that long ago. If you've seen the Perro Aguayo Jr. footage, that those can have some very, very dire consequences.
They sure can.
So obviously, while a major concussion is not what you want to happen,
no,
all things considered, it's good that he's cleared. It's good that, you know, the word is that he remembers everything leading up to the match, even if he doesn't necessarily remember the match itself.
Yeah.
So it could have been a lot worse, it seems like.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it had something to do with just like him being Enzo too, with that muscle memory, where it's like after that, you know, the muscle reflexes, he hit hard, but then like it almost seemed like I know he was knocked out, but it almost seemed like he protected himself going all the way down.
Could have been.
So I'm thinking it has just something to do with being like a consummate professional, and I'm glad that he's still all Enzo, if you know what I mean.
And it just goes to show how amazing these athletes are, because you look at it's millimeters to make a mistake.
absolutely.
And you look at, mistakes do happen and injuries do happen, but you look at how every single night these guys and gals are putting their bodies on the line and how they manage to mostly come away unscathed. It just goes to show you that it is an art form, and only great athletes can do this. And kudos to Enzo Amore for that picture of him in the hospital gown. I assume that's what he's going to wear next time he's on TV. He better rock the gown.
Yeah, that was some bling. You know, have a little waist belt saying Enzo's
really,
back.
If there's any silver lining to be taken from this, it's the fact that, not to get too into the developmental side of things, but we've had this situation before where Enzo was on the shelf and Cass was kind of able to shine because of it. He was able to work on his in-ring skills, work on his mic skills, and eventually we got Enzo in a wheelchair, which was
hilarious,
even more amazing.
He had a major leg injury a couple of years ago.
Absolutely,
we're going on 2.5, 3 years ago now.
So who knows? If anyone can make lemons out of lemonade, it's the realest guys in the room. So good luck to the both of them.
No doubt about that. So Kevin Owens hits the ring while Shane, right after Stephanie gives Shane a beautiful picture frame that was busted a couple of weeks ago of him and his father. Kevin Owens says, I have a great idea. I never got my rematch for the IC title. I'm owed that rematch. That's what I want. I haven't received it. That's when the Hitman Cesaro hits the ring, and he said, last night I had the Miz beat, but Kevin Owens stuck your nose in my business. And that's, of course, when Shane's like, well, how about tonight we make Kevin Owens versus Cesaro to see who the #1 contender is for the IC title? And we're all like, okay.
Yeah, no problem.
KO Cesaro? Yeah.
Absolutely. Always on board with that.
Let's get right into it, which we did. KO versus Cesaro, Miz and Maurice on commentary, which I can't get enough of these two. Maurice is so good. Last night, how she saved the Miz, how she saved him again. It's almost like she's watching old Heenan tapes, or just old tapes of like amazing managers, because she, when she was an active wrestler, it's not like she did this.
Right.
But man, she's just got the natural instincts. Not to mention that she's like the most gorgeous woman on the planet.
Right, exactly.
But her natural instincts are so good.
Yeah, and you also love to hate her. You know,
absolutely.
because she's like, she's flawless, she's perfection, and she's just got such a fun manner on the mic. It's like, oh, I know you from high school. It's like, and I already have a response to you.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Her and Miz.
And yeah, I think the Miz's, I think the Hollywood character needed a little bit of freshening up, and I think that this was the perfect way to do it. You know, we've talked before, they obviously have the natural chemistry of being a real life couple, but they're both, on their own, professionally speaking, such great villains that it's just exponentially multiplied.
Yeah. And they are a perfect couple. They really are. And so basically, so many great spots in this match. KO takes control, but a huge drop kick, then the gut wrench suplex from the second rope, the bullfrog splash on the outside. I hope Kevin doesn't make a hobby out of that. A hobbit? Don't make a hobbit out of that. That's a rough splash, man. Outside the ring.
I think it's fine. I think there are certainly much rougher moves. I think that padding saves him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's accidental moves that happen, and they're even worse.
Right.
It just reminds me of the Mick Foley elbow drop that he did so many times.
Right, but at the very least, with the bullfrog splash, he's not landing straight on his hip.
Yeah.
With all of his weight like Foley was.
That is a very good point. Cesaro eventually takes back control, just a bunch of uppercuts, the running uppercut on the outside. KO tries to take the title from The Miz. Cesaro gives him an uppercut, both for their pleasure. Miz attacks, DQ, Sami Zayn hits the ring. Everything just goes straight to hell. KO tosses Miz in front to get a shot from Cesaro. Sami fights back, haluva kick to Kevin Owens. Sami ends up holding the IC title as we go to commercial break. Hot damn.
I'm excited. I'm excited for where this is going because we're already 2 weeks away from another go-home show.
I know. 3 weeks?
I know. You're right. It's just like a perfect amount of time.
Right,
where it's
right,
enough
right.
to build up again, because it's like, oh, Payback just happened.
Right.
What are we going to... Okay, Extreme Rules.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, nothing's been announced, but it certainly seems like they're heading for the four-way for the IC title at Extreme Rules, which will be all sorts of fire.
Oh, yeah. Whatever the rule's going to be. It doesn't have to be any... whatever. The four of them? Are you kidding me?
Right.
Whew, good Lord. Backstage, a lot of backstage segments tonight. We had Dean Ambrose with Stephanie McMahon, and he's like, I don't trust this whole nice person game you're doing here. I don't believe it. She's like, you know what? Open forum tonight. Ambrose Asylum, bring me on as your guest, and I can't wait to meet Mitch, your potted plant.
I love the dichotomy of having a Shane and a Stephanie McMahon of like running Raw, especially that we have a Stephanie back and she's like being a face for things, and obviously we're gonna say more about it later. But it's like you always know she's up to something, and all she did was change her tactics, and I love it. You couldn't tell I'm a big lover of Stephanie McMahon.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be. And then once again, we go to another backstage segment. Tyler Breeze, R-Truth, and Goldust and Fandango. How do I keep track of what is going on here? R-Truth tries to teach Tyler Breeze how to rap. He's not into it.
They're trying to get the gorgeous truth to happen.
The gorgeous truth. Babe Ruth shot Lincoln. Don't know if you know that.
I love that R-Truth's gimmick is just that he is an idiot.
I mean,
like, come on, guys.
714 home runs and a shot to the head. That was Babe Ruth's career stats. Apparently that happened. Goldust shows up. They're not getting along. He challenges Tyler Breeze. They show off their stanky leg, him and Fandango. Because he has a partner. And then the Truth and Breeze both selfie stick it, because, of course, Truth has the homemade selfie stick.
An actual stick.
Which, actually, not a bad idea.
I mean...
Homemade selfie stick?
I'd sooner make one than buy one.
Sometimes you gotta just DIY a selfie stick.
Why not?
MacGyver style.
You know?
My God, what would you even make that out? What would be around your house that you could just make that out of?
Well, apparently a
crutch?
stick.
I mean, do you have trees? You have trees in your yard?
An old
No.
car antenna.
Right, there you go.
You have old car antennas, Jimbo?
I live in a junkyard, so why wouldn't I?
There you go. There you go.
Wait, you lived or currently live?
Let's not talk about this.
You know, all you need is one of those like dinosaur grabby handles, like with the where you have the handle with the trigger and then the dinosaur head at the end of it.
When you can't bend over to pick stuff up?
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Right.
You could use that.
Everybody has
At
that
least then
at home.
you could pull the trigger and hit the button.
I think we have a new show idea.
There you go.
DIY selfie sticks.
Absolutely.
Every
Guys.
week we have a half hour to make our own selfie stick.
Stay tuned after Buzz
Yeah.
for DIY
I
selfie
have
sticks.
nothing in my house that would work.
It's going to
Nothing.
take the interweb
Not even
by
a ruler.
storm. DIY selfie sticks.
There's lots of rubber
Hashtag
bands and gum and paper clips.
Yeah, so that happened. Backstage, apparently we're going to have a match tonight. It's going to be who the hell was it? It was Tyler Breeze versus Goldust. So we're going to get to that. But first, AJ Styles with Gallows and Anderson. They're talking about how Extreme Rules, anything's going to go. They're going to guarantee Roman will not leave as the champion. That's when Roman shows up like, oh, wait, is that so? And then he's like, how about this? I respect you, AJ, after last night. I don't respect y'all two. How about y'all three take on me and my cousins?
Oh,
This is new. I don't know
I
if I've
know.
seen. I don't know if I've heard this.
you got a Roman.
I break
you got
out,
a Roman
I break out
impression.
the deep voice.
I like it. See,
Yeah.
with Bray injured, we need our fill of J-Lo impressions on Raw. So I think Roman will do just
Wait,
fine.
That wasn't
I'm sorry,
really
you
a
said
Roman.
J-Lo?
Yeah.
Okay.
J-Lo, Jonny Loquasto.
Okay, sorry.
Does
I thought
nobody
else
I thought
call you this, Johnny?
Well,
What?
there's already a J-Lo, so you say that, and I immediately go to
Yes,
Yeah,
J-Lo.
yes, he's sitting right here.
People have
As
been
in
calling
Jennifer-
me J-Lo for about 15 years. Off and on, you know.
Okay, so
Know
you're
what I
Johnny
mean.
from the block.
That's right.
Damn right.
I mean, different kind of block, but you know.
Get it.
No.
I ain't got no
H&R,
rocks.
H&R block.
No.
That's it. You want your taxes done?
Oh my God, no.
Good, because I can't do it. But go to TurboTax. All
There you
right. So that happens backstage. So we have a 3-on-3 set for tonight. And, you know, I love the whole storyline developing between Gallows, Anderson, and AJ. Everything. It's just really intriguing stuff. And we couldn't have asked for a better, you know, introduction to Gallows and Anderson for the people who
Yeah.
didn't know who they were. And just for the destruction they did in New Japan.
There's something that I really liked about this whole like little thing that they had, the behind the scenes or whatever, was that it was so relatable with how AJ has just kind of tweaked his personality a little bit. It's like when you hang out with your college friends, you know, the not good ones, a little
Right.
bit too long,
Right,
and
right.
you start picking up personality aspects from it, and it's
Yeah.
like I just see that going even further.
Well, Gallows and Anderson, they're the kids that your mom and dad didn't want you to hang out with.
Right,
And AJ is
exactly.
the church-going man.
He's a good kid, but, you know,
Yeah.
he's impressionable.
Sure. And he's very impressionable, and I love it. They're starting to be the old influence
Yeah.
Right.
on him since he left, which is good stuff. Back to a match. Tyler Breeze versus Goldust. Well, Breeze puts on a do-rag to start off,
Awesome.
to which
Sure.
Goldust he takes umbrage.
Right.
He says, wait, I never got a do-rag. And that's when R-Truth says, that's because you weren't my partner.
Oh.
Yep.
Ever.
Nope.
Ouch. Ouch.
Distractions galore, and Breeze with the roll-up gets what I believe is his first victory of 2016.
I think you're right. Clap it up.
Okay.
Clap it up, y'all.
Give it up. Give it up.
Get it.
Give it
Get
up.
it.
Give it up.
What's happening?
Give it up.
There it is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's been in a war, I think, with people on Twitter over his use, I guess, on
Yeah.
TV, if you could call it that. But he's been handling it awesomely. I mean, really, his attitude is just like, hey, I've got a job, so nothing really to take issue with.
Didn't he say he tweeted something about like, don't you hate the fact that you always lose? He goes, I don't hate when I cash my check or something like
Exactly.
Oh,
That's exactly right.
Damn, that's
I mean,
sweet.
you can't argue with that. You
No.
know?
Yeah. I want to do a shout out real quick
Get
to
it.
Princess and Princess Incorporated. Yes, my nails and lipstick do match, girl.
There it is.
Style.
that. Hey. Okay.
I can't believe she noticed that.
Ty, I don't. Wait, what match? Lipstick and who?
Lipstick and nails match my outfit.
That is synchronicity right there.
Hey, look at any of the other shows. I'm always matching.
On point. On point.
I don't even know how to do that.
You know?
That's okay.
You just have to have a little bit of yes, queen.
I'm still adjusting to that
pick it
phrase. Still not
It becomes second nature.
still not good at it.
But yeah,
Backstage.
so we got not only Tyler Breeze's first win of the year, we got a lot of gyrating from Goldust, a lot of fandango.
Stanky leg.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep, and then backstage, New Day is walking towards the ring. We got a Rob Schamberger sighting, y'all. The artist Rob Schamberger, who just makes beautiful paintings that you've seen his work all throughout the WWE. Very good friend, great guy. It was cool to see him backstage. New Day hits the ring. They mention the Enzo Amore injury. They say he's going to come back, soon enough.
Yeah.
And also, unfortunately, Beyonce did not slide up in Xavier's DMs last night.
Goes down in the DMs.
No, there's no sliding.
Nope.
No. But they show the picture of Enzo in the hospital gown, and you know what? He's a certified G and a bona fide stud. So he's out of the hospital. Rest up, man. Recover fast, and we can't wait to see you. So he said, New Day was like, until then, though, the champs are still here. Whatever you want to call them. And the way they do it, at least. The Vaudevillains hit the ring, and they say a real man would have gotten back up last night. They made Enzo Amore the realest guy in the emergency room. And I was like, damn.
How are you doing?
World Star Hip Hop.
From Simon Gotch.
How are you doing?
It was great. I loved it. Because I feel like when the Vaudevillains hit the main roster, it could have kind of gone either way. You know, it wasn't really established if we like them, if we don't like them. I like that this was a definitive step in that. No, they're emphasizing the villains part of Vaudevillains.
Yeah, they've got a really nice gimmick going on, but it's like now we get some evil.
Exactly.
Evil's good.
I like that Aiden English is singing. I like that Simon Gotch is talking.
Yes.
I like the whole package. I like where they're going with it.
I'm glad, because in NXT they really didn't get a lot of mic time.
No,
and
exactly.
The fact that they're getting the mic time now, they're both very unique individuals.
Right.
I'm glad to see that.
Right. Aiden English, we got a lot of talking. We got a lot of singing when he was a single star. Once they started teaming, not nearly as much, especially not from Simon Gotch. In fact, when he first started, it was more kind of the silent movie sort of thing, so we didn't really hear much from him. But there's talent there. There's obviously talent there.
Absolutely.
So, excited.
And then those damn Dudleys hit the ring. They call the Vaudevillains carnies, and that they should have won the tag team tournament. It should restart right now. That's when Big Cass comes out to the ring, and once again, he steps his game up, and he's like, you mess with my family, Enzo is my family. Tonight I'm going to finish it. A whole big melee breaks out, which during the break, we end up getting a tag team match.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot
that's
Mark's
a Mark
not on the
thing.
ones and twos.
No.
Happy birthday,
Sorry,
Jimbo.
Jimbo. We should have given you the cue. That's when you hit Teddy Long's music.
Incredible.
I think Jimbo left the booth.
Moving on.
I don't even think he's there anymore.
Moving on.
We're just going.
We got a tag team
You
match.
know what? We're going forever.
Okay.
We're just going. We're not ending, y'all.
Yeah. Maybe.
So-
You know what, though? We might have a chance for another tag team match.
We might.
Yeah. I don't know.
But let's keep going.
Jimbo, when you
Yeah.
come back to the booth,
Amen
let us
tag.
know. Amen tag. New Day and Big Cass versus Vaudevillains and Dudley Boys. Unicorn Stampede early on. Xavier taking a lot of heat. Finally, the hot tag to Big Cass. Fall away slam to Aiden English. A boot to Gotch right into the belly to Booty. Kofi takes out Bubba just as they were going for the 3D. Then Cass with the East River crossing slammed to Devon for the win. So Big Cass gets the win there. Just a really fun bunch of stuff at the end.
Absolutely. Always love a good 8-man tag.
Yeah, that and just love seeing Big Cass pick up Devon. And it's like,
Right.
like whoa, and then swing him back around. I'm like, no, and
Yeah.
then yes.
And I like
That was
how
mine.
There you go.
That was my emotional
I like
journey.
it. I like
every guy has, like, you know, stuff they wear to the ring. Not Big Cass.
No.
All day, every day. He's just ready to wrestle.
Sometimes he's got a chain, but other than that, that's about it.
He's just ready, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need anything in the way. That's
Nope.
what it is.
No
It's just,
t-shirt.
You know, we're good with this.
Exactly.
Put my mini Spanx on.
Enzo's got the accessories on lock.
Yeah.
There's
where
nothing
the
for you to
hell-
grab,
Right.
you know, on Cass.
Exactly.
Well, you know what I mean.
Where does Enzo get his clothing?
Man.
Where doesn't he get his clothing?
Who knows?
You know he shops in all the departments
His-
of the department
His
store.
gear last night, there were those like mud flap woman silhouettes. There was the poop emoji. There was
Unless he's got fans sending him gear. But otherwise, it's like, dude, how many suitcases do you have to bring on the road? Unless he gets something new at every city they go to.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Just
He might.
the creativity behind what he's wearing, I wouldn't even.
It's EA all day.
It's crazy. Like, I wouldn't even know that was an option to wear. You know what I mean?
You can wear whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want, Johnny.
I gotta start
We
doing
would still
that.
love
He's like Enzo Amore is like if you went into Creator Wrestler and just hit random,
Pretty much.
and that's what.
Or like
pops
it's
up.
a Mitomo and you can randomize your
There you go.
closet or
There you
something.
go.
You
They
wear-
should have that though. You can
Absolutely.
randomize your closet.
You can wear whatever you
Yes,
want.
I'm on Mitomo.
Yeah, let's wear whatever we want, Dan.
Sure.
Do
I'm
it.
just gonna put on a moo-moo.
Yeah, and put some Oshkosh Bagosh
Yeah.
on top of it.
I'm gonna wear a moo-moo and
some
cut
overalls.
sleeves in it.
There you go.
know what I mean?
And a chain.
Yeah, a chain with the moo-moo.
That's right.
Moo Quasto.
Oh man.
Hashtag Muquasto.
Where did this show go?
You know what
Where's the Cena music?
Yeah, that's right.
You can't leave us
Anyways,
to our own devices.
next up, not only is it
We can do
Jimbo's...
whatever we want.
Exactly.
Mark's not here to rein us in.
Nope.
Mom and Dad are on vacation. We got the house to ourselves.
Yeah. Not only is it Jimbo's birthday, it's also The Rock's 44th birthday. Happy birthday to a real-life superhero. Hot damn.
He's awesome.
Yeah. is all day awesome. Next, Becky Lynch taking on Emma once again. I love the new Emma. She's crushing it. So good to see her back on the main roster and winning matches. As much as we love Becky Lynch, glad to see her back from the eye injury. A lot of trash talking back and forth, but to Emma's credit, or her discredit if you will, she takes advantage of that eye injury. Bam, eye poke, Three Stooges style, and then gets the slam for the win.
Big old Michinoku driver for the win.
Yep, that's what it was.
And right over the ref's back too.
Yeah.
Like right there.
You know?
Like,
Just a little extra insult.
Yeah,
Directly above him.
I like this Emma. I mean, it still feels a little bit awkward when she's doing like her signature stuff when she first comes out, but I think she's going to get really into it, and she already has a win under her belt tonight.
I don't get any sort of awkwardness from it. I think it's incredible.
with the moves?
No, not at all.
Right.
She's been
Might
doing
just be
those
me.
for 6-8 months. I don't think there's any awkwardness there.
Okay, maybe it's just a whole lot of
She just needs some Dana Brooke
know,
there.
strong.
She needs
Just
some.
strong,
She needs
yes.
some Dana Brooke there to hit her simultaneous poses.
Yeah.
Next to her.
I will say this: they both crushed it. They didn't have a lot of time, but they were both very, very good, and I really dig this rivalry. And obviously, it's not going to end anytime soon,
Right?
Because Emma won with the eye poke, and kudos to both women because in a division that is so strong now, they're not allowing themselves to be put to the back of the line. They're like,
Right.
no, let's make this count.
Yeah. Hopefully, it leads to some sort of specialty match at Extreme Rules.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I wanna see Becky turn the tables on Emma and start doing that hair move on her. I was like, no,
Right?
not the hair, not ever the hair, and she does it all the time.
Totally on board with that. We have one comment in chat roll from Matt Ward. We have turned it into the AfterBuzz Asylum. We're down with that.
There you go.
We're down with that. We do have one hashtag MooQuasto.
Nice.
MOO.
Exactly. There you go.
Whatever.
Not MUU.
Yeah. I don't even know how to spell Moo. Is it MU? I think it's MU.
I think it's MUU.
It's MU. Wait,
Perfect.
Moo. MU.
Is it two U's? MUU?
It just reminds me
No,
of
it's just MU.
It just
right?
reminds me of one episode of
Moo.
Married with Children when Al Bundy had to wear a moo for some stupid reason. And it was
course.
the
Maybe that's
funniest thing
Mum-moo.
ever. Anyways. Next up, speaking of Asylum, it's the Ambrose Asylum. Dean welcomes Stephanie McMahon. And he happens to bring up maybe not her best memories, her being her being speared at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Her being speared at WrestleMania by Roman Reigns. He then brings up Shane O'Mac about how, maybe Shane hasn't worked as hard as she is. Or maybe he's not as dedicated. And she refuses to slight Shane. But she's like, I've learned a lot of life lessons recently, and I think it's time that you learn a lesson. So I'm going to cancel the Ambrose Asylum. And he's like, I had high hopes to be the next Fallon, but I guess I'm just going to take my friend Mitch.
Oh,
He picks up that potted plant.
he looks so sad.
Yep. He leaves, and she restarts the highlight reel. And I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen here.
Of course not. Of course not.
He had a rug. He had added.
Yeah.
Mitch was like his Wilson from Castaway.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Like his Gal Friday. It was just, and Stephanie did it so sweetly too. She was like, "Oh, yeah. So this is happening. Oh, and how's it feel?"
So
No,
someone
yeah.
commented, Mitch, not Mitch. I don't know what that means. The plant's name is Mitch.
Yeah,
What
it's
the hell-
Mitch.
What does Mitch, not Mitch mean?
I don't know.
Peter Lafuen's
Yeah.
Tell us. I don't know.
I'm just saying, even when Stephanie's playing nice, you don't bait the bear.
No.
No.
There you go. So as he's leaving, Jericho comes out, scarf all over.
Of course.
All scarf.
A brawl breaks out, and unfortunately, Jericho hits the code breaker, gets the advantage, and this is tough to say. He picks up Mitch. Ty, I don't want to.
It's
That plant had a family.
It's a rough thing to talk about, but I'm sorry to say we saw the demise of Mitch. Dirt was everywhere. I mean, just a grotesque scene.
Yeah, he was recently adopted from the nursery at Home Depot. So it
That
was just
plant
like,
had a family.
Yeah.
Smashes it over the back of Dean Ambrose's head.
Hashtag RIP potted plant.
Yeah. And that was the highlight. Well, I guess that was the highlight reel.
That was the highlight reel. And of course, leave it to Jericho to troll the entire internet just this morning. Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you.
It's it's an emotional send-off, but of course, leave it to Jericho to troll the whole internet. Just today, he tweeted, "It's been fun, WWE. See you next time." Leading all of the internet to speculate as to this being a brand new hiatus for him.
Oh, wow.
But of course, saw the return of the highlight reel.
Well, now Mitch and Francesca One are in that garden in the sky.
They're joining Moppy and Pepe and all of the other.
I assume Matilda.
Yep, well, of course.
I don't think bulldogs live to be 20.
Right.
5.
Right.
So I'm assuming Matilda.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's where Mitch is. But on a more serious, maybe not a serious note, but how awesome was that, though?
That was pretty awesome.
I mean, Jericho loses at Payback to Dean Ambrose. He's not happy about it. What's a good way to get retribution? You smash a plant on the back of someone's head.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
It was Mitch's last and best moment.
Say something about my scarf now.
Plant match.
Which he readjusted after he was on the ground. You see that? He was like, I thought he was going to take it off and do something to, Dean with it.
Sure.
AJ in chat roll found a way to type out the exact perfect lyrics to "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye" from Boyz II Men.
Don't. That song makes me cry. It always gets me. Because of Lethal Weapon, that song always gets me. You don't know.
I mean, look, any Lethal
That
Weapon
was sad.
reference I'm on board for.
All right.
Especially when he was stuck on the toilet. And the bomb was strapped to the toilet in Lethal Weapon.
That had nothing to do with that song.
That was so funny. But he dove in the toilet and
Well, we're
in the
talking
bathtub
about it.
and he saved himself. So, yes, I cannot wait to see what happens to these two in Extreme Rules. There's another storyline. These two can go forever, and I can't wait to see what happens. But I loved how Jericho got the upper hand here. Next, Battle Royal, y'all. Number 1 contender for the IC title. Titus O'Neil is back. Welcome back.
For the U.S.
sir.
title, that is.
I'm sorry, U.S. title. My bad.
That was a surprise. I mean, you saw Sheamus, and then what?
Titus is back. We got the Lone Wolf in the action. Got all sorts of people in the mix.
A lot of people. Damian Sandow, first eliminated, I believe.
I think it was Victor. I think Victor was the first eliminated, and then Sandow was like right after him.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to see Titus back. That was cool. Ziggler eliminates Baron Corbin. Then Corbin ends up pulling him outside of the ring, beating him up, which leads to Ziggler being eliminated. Obviously, that's not going anywhere. Ziggler won at Payback.
Right.
That was my favorite moment during the entire thing when Dolph Ziggler was like going after Corbin and then like did like the wait, you just said that right?
What did I say?
Wait, no.
Probably
I'm
not.
skipping ahead. Okay, I was just thinking of my favorite moment. I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah. So, yes, Corbin is beating him up on the outside, slams him against the barricade, throws him back in the ring, and then Ziggler gets eliminated rather quickly.
Okay, then this was the moment where it's like Dolph Ziggler did like 2 kicks to Corbin's head to get him out. And then that's when, Corbin's like, I don't think so.
Nope.
Boom, boom, boom. Here, Rusev, let me feed you.
Here you go.
Yep. Great comment from Mr. Melancholy. For a guy named Victor, he sure does lose an awful lot.
Oh, that was hurtful.
Damn good, though. Yes, Sheamus eliminating everyone. Takes out Titus. The final 5, we have the League of Nations, the former League of Nations. Sin Cara and Zack Ryder. Rusev takes out Alberto Del Rio. The final 3 is now Ryder, Rusev, and ADR. I like this. I like where we're going here. Ryder takes out ADR, which means all we have left is Ryder and Rusev. Ryder all over Rusev. Gets the broski boot. Sends him into the corner. I'm like, oh my God. Ryder's going to jump from the IC title to the US title. Ooh. Hell yeah.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, as quick as you could say that, Rusev wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
It reminded me so much of the 2011 Royal Rumble, the only 40-man Royal Rumble. At the very, very end, we think that ADR has won it all, and we get that amazing camera shot of Santino getting up and getting the Cobra ready. And there's a very small, just infinitesimally small part of our minds that thinks that they might have Santino in the Rumble.
Sure.
But of course, all it takes is just that one quick reversal, and ADR just chucks him out just the way that Rusev checked out Zack Ryder tonight.
That was a fun Rumble, I remember.
It was super fun. Super fun.
Went from woo, woo, woo to boo, boo, boo.
Yeah, well.
But I love the fact that Ryder was there at the end.
Sure.
Because the last couple of weeks we haven't had Ryder, since he lost the IC title.
Right.
The day after WrestleMania.
Might as well make him look strong.
Yeah, Final 4 isn't bad.
Final 2.
Final 2, that's right.
And a possible resurgence for Rusev.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Rusev is one of the most prominent U.S. champions of recent memory, so to put him back into a feud with someone like Kalisto, and I see them just absolutely tearing it up with the matches that they're going to have. So I'm also excited to see what sort of match they'll end up having.
Yeah, I'm intrigued about them pairing Kalisto with like these huge guys. I'm just like, he's just going to sit on you. That's just gonna happen.
But the
gonna
small guys excel against big guys. Rey Mysterio retired JBL, as Kalisto mentioned on commentary. Small guys excel against the bigger guys.
No doubt about that.
I mean, the Kalisto and Ryback absolutely tore the house down last night on the pre-show.
They did. Oh my! First off, Ryback with the CM Punk entrance to tick off the Chicago fans.
Yep.
Well done, sir.
That's pretty awesome.
That is sports entertainment. That is wrestling. When you have, because I'm pretty sure fans from Chicago are brutal on him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So for him to give it back to him, I loved that.
That's pretty awesome.
And him and Kalisto crush it. Hell, he saved Kalisto's life at one point in the match.
Right.
Good God Almighty.
Yep. We saw an avalanche gorilla press slam.
Yep.
From the buckles. We saw a missed frog splash from Ryback. I mean, amazing stuff, beginning to end. This is why you should watch the pre-show, guys.
Yeah. And it was nice having Kalisto on commentary tonight. I mean, it was true.
He didn't
Small
say
guys
much, but, you know.
He didn't say much, but it's like, I'm smaller, but I'm faster, and I have more heart.
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, you can get on board with that.
And Rusev versus Kalisto, I'm glad to see Rusev getting a bit of a resurgence. Let's hope it is. Alana comes down to celebrate with him afterwards. And once again, Rusev was at his strongest when he was going for that U.S. title.
Right. I think if there's anything to really be taken from the days of the League of Nations, it's the fact that Rusev got to show how much personality he has and show that he isn't just some, mindless brawler. There's a lot of charisma there. And so I think now that he and Lana are back together, now that he's got this program with Kalisto for the U.S. title, I think we're going to see some really, really good stuff out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and the leg extensions. I can't get enough of those.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. He's such a big guy, and it's just, woo. There's my foot.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Rusev is fantastic. Moving on, Charlotte and Ric Flair call out referee Charles Robinson because many are calling it the Chicago screw job, the little Flair, the little Nate screw job, whatever you want to call it.
The Chicago screw, sure.
After what happened.
Little Nate.
Man,
And
little
Charles
Nate.
Robinson says, Natty did not physically tap out, but she was screaming for it to stop. So he called it, and they said, well, is your decision final? He said, yep, it sure is. Which was just strange.
Right.
Natalya hits the ring. She slaps Ric Flair in the face, locks him into the sharpshooter, and they go running for the hills. And then backstage after the commercial break, Rick and Charlotte are there, and Stephanie walks up to them as they're licking their wounds. She says, you know what? I think you need to have a rematch with Natalya, only this time Rick will be banned from ringside.
And not only that, it will be a submission match.
Yes.
We've got the figure eight versus the sharpshooter. So we've got a submission match for the women's title for Extreme Rules. Nate barred from ringside.
Digging it.
Yeah, and not only that, Ric Flair learns not to take off your jewelry when you're in the ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if you lose.
I love that moment where Steph goes, where's your watch? He's just like...
The look on Rick's face when she said he was barred from ringside is absolutely one of my favorite images.
So Charlotte's is great too. The look they both gave was it was perfect.
Classic.
Yeah,
Now,
and
here's
Stephanie was so sweet.
Here's
So
my
sweet about
question.
it.
Is there going to be any reprimanding of Charles Robinson? I mean...
Doubt it. I don't know if we have time to get into it, but...
Probably don't. But, oh my
I mean, we have
God.
one match. We have the main event left.
Yep.
So we got a little time to spend. I mean, it was... I will say this. It was a shocking ending to that match. The fact that he just called it out of nowhere because...
I mean, the fact that they weren't in Montreal, the fact that it was Ric Flair and not Shawn Michaels involved, it was kind of out of nowhere
And,
that they were
and
evoking.
Vince called for the ring in
Right.
Montreal.
Right.
The ring bell.
Right.
This was just Charles Robinson being like, all right.
Right. I mean, it makes sense that, calling on the history of Lil Nate, his history with the Flares.
That was
that
nice.
part makes sense, but evoking Montreal was an interesting choice.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that it was a very interesting way to get about, how they've been frustrating the Want with Natalya winning and Ric Flair continuously gets in the way and DQ and da-da-da-da. This was a much different tactic. I did not see it coming at all to have the ref being on it.
Sure.
Nope.
So,
But it's Lil Nate, y'all.
It is. Moving on, main event, AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson. Boy, that was a sight seeing them on the ramp, walking to the ring.
Yep. Samoans versus Biz Cliz.
Who would have thought, even 6 months ago,
GB for life, good brother.
that we would see that?
You know?
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They're taking on Roman Reigns and those Usos. This match was great, but it broke down at the end as you would expect it to. Gallows and Anderson, AJ just taking care of Jey Uso early on, but a whole bunch of craziness, and finally a forearm from AJ for the win. But that's when it gets really interesting. Gallows and Anderson have Roman outside. They throw him in the ring. They grab a chair. They're holding him. Roman's dead to rights. They hand the chair to AJ. Like, take care of him, bro. Take care of him good, brother. AJ drops that chair. Next thing you know, one of the Usos crack AJ with a chair. And then all hell breaks loose. We get a Superman punch on AJ from Roman Reigns. Then we get a power bomb. Roman takes him to the outside.
Hang on. You're skipping a lot.
Well,
of this.
I gotta cliff notes it. We don't got time.
This is why I was trying to get us past the
Then
predictions.
go. We're good. Go for it.
All right, so Usos hit AJ with the chair. He decides to take revenge on them. Roman takes out Gallows and Anderson. All he sees is AJ hitting his family with the chair. He doesn't know about the fact that AJ decided not to hit him with the chair. So, of course, miscommunications abound. That's when we see fired up Roman. That's why he destroys AJ. That's why we see the Superman punch, the powerbomb through the table, because he thought he was hitting his family for no reason.
All miscommunications.
And can I say, I just love the moment with AJ where he's like, I can't do this. I can't do this with this chair. What are you guys making me do? Because that's moment of clarity. Moment of clarity when you're hanging with your friends. You're like, wait, no, I won't have whatever they're passing me.
Right.
It's like, this is not going to happen. Then, did you notice how the audience was like feeling Roman? I was like, whoa.
The look on Roman's face, those eyes, that fired up Roman, that's the Roman that people want to see.
Yeah,
that is, the leader of the Roman Empire.
It was the moment. It was the moment where they're handing him the chair and they want him to do something. It's like when you're in 7th grade and those bad kids want you to smoke a cigarette. You're like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think I want to smoke this cigarette.
And I'm just gonna drop it.
And he drops it.
Yep.
Loved it, and I loved the miscommunication. I thought it was all timed out perfectly well.
It was. I really, really dug the ending of this Raw for sure.
Big time. And so the question marks abound. Stephanie and Shane seem to get along for this Monday Night Raw. But AJ and Roman Reigns, to their credit, man, they have made this story so incredibly interesting.
Right.
After AJ won the #1 contendership. And I'm telling you, it's we didn't get any big swerve that many people were expecting at Payback, and I'm totally on board with that. Make us wait to see what kind of crazy stuff happens, because right now, AJ doesn't know what to think about Gallows and Anderson. Are they getting too out of control? Can he contain them?
Right.
Yeah, is he going to drink the Kool-Aid eventually?
Yeah.
I mean...
And then the Usos and Reigns, they're doing whatever they got to do to survive.
Absolutely, yeah. That's family, man. But it's awesome. If you didn't see the main event of Payback last night, go watch that, because that match is absolutely stellar.
I'm telling you, that is one of... that match had everything. It became a no count out. It became a no DQ. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, top to bottom, the whole pay-per-view last night was absolutely incredible.
People can hate Roman Reigns being champion all they want. That's what wrestling's all about. Like who you like, hate who you hate. But those two put on a incredible match last night. And Gallows and Anderson were perfectly used. The Uso, I mean, just amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just really love the fact that, with Roman being the new WWE champion and everything, and everybody was all against it. And then you have AJ, who basically, to a lot of people, if they weren't, TNA and New Japan and everything like that, they were like, who's this guy? And now everybody is on board with this. And I just love that. I love that it's like a perfect storm with the both of them, so that we have this now.
That's how you do it, guys.
Yeah.
It really is. Well done. And just as Payback, just like we expected it to be, it was a fantastic show start to finish. It was just great matchups. People had an amazing chemistry and told a lot of good stories. Which, the next pay-per-view is only 3 weeks away. That's cool, because these stories are all going to continue for the most part. Maybe a couple of new ones sprinkled in there. But overall, great show. Raw had a lot of good stuff as well. With that said, let's put ourselves over. Ty Matthews, go.
Y'all can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at TyMatthewsPMA. Starting next Monday, I'll be on the Houdini and Doyle after show. You can catch me on Thursdays on Lucha Underground and American Grit.
What the hell is Houdini and Doyle?
That is a show where Harry Houdini and Arthur Conan Doyle team up to solve mysteries.
Oh my God.
You're damn right.
Markeia McCarty.
Okay. You obviously can catch me here. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram, where there are pictures, and Twitter where there is words. At Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. You can see me on Sailor Moon Crystal, which will be happening an hour from now. And then also, if you like live comedy, I'm part of a group called Doctor Who Live. We are doing our final 2 shows at iOS, like ever. We've been playing there for 4 years. So that'll be on May 14th at 10 p.m. and May 28th at 10 p.m. $5 for each show, and I guarantee you want to see these 2 shows.
Yeah. Let's see. With me, A lot of good stuff coming up. First off, Wrestling and Padre Slamcast. We have more great guests coming up. The shows have been pure fire. We have another amazing one this week. Won't give it away, but follow at WrestlingBuds, JLoComedy.com. I'm going to be at the Tacoma Comedy Club in Washington, May 12th to 14th. My good friend Rachel Feinstein's headlining. She just had a Comedy Central special air last week. I'll be there with her that weekend. May 26th, big charity show at the Comedy Store with my foundation, the Regular Hero Foundation. This is one of the shirts we'll be raffling off, selling off, whatever. If you're in LA, please come and help. 100% of the proceeds go to kids that are in need, along with their families who are going through different types of cancer treatment, you name it. It's going to be an amazing show for an amazing cause. So May 26th, hit me up on social media. Otherwise, June 15th, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, coming home to headline Arts Quest. With that said, at Jay Quasto, we'll see you next week. We love you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.